spoiling the party.
So long, sweetheart. Pleasant dreams.
Hi.
I thought you were supposed to be back at work.
Oh, the other girls will cover for me. I thought it was about time you and I had a little talk.
I suppose you've come to gloat over the mess I've made of everything.
Oh, Sharon, if you think I'm getting any pleasure out of saying I told you so, you're wrong. If anyone's to blame for this whole mess, it's me.
You haven't killed anyone. That's something that I have to live with for the rest of my life. I still can't believe it. I thought I'd found some peace, some way to cope with the world. Now it's just one huge nightmare.
Sweetie, I tried to tell you the man was a phony. You're a bright kid. I thought you'd work that out for yourself.
Maybe I didn't want to work it out for myself. Okay, you've proved you were right and I was wrong. But that doesn't make me wrong about everything. Being with people who can work together and be caring and supportive for 24 hours a day is where I want to be. You had no right to treat me like I was crazy just because I didn't fit into your idea of how I should live my life.
I never had an idea of how you should live your life. I only ever had an idea that Alpha Centauri wasn't all it was cracked up to be. God, I only did what I did because I love you.
I know. And they're going to put me in jail for years, all because you love me.
That I am so sorry for. But look, it's not all that hopeless. When I get up in court and say that it was all my fault, that I drove you to it, that it was me that took you away from everything you care about and confused you so you couldn't think straight, do you think they'll find you guilty? Oh, love, do you think I would let you go down for something I caused?
I haven't given you much of a chance, have I?
That's okay. But Sharon, there is one thing. Judy is such a good mate of mine. She didn't know it was you in the attic.
How could she not know? She came to the Celestial Garden with you.
She didn't know, believe me. I gave her some sob story about a kid trying to break the habit. Well, she didn't see you in Driscoll. How could she know?
Okay, I don't suppose it matters anyway. They'll either believe me or they won't.
Well, I don't think there's anything to worry about there. I have a feeling everything's going to be okay.
I shouldn't have doubted you both like that without hearing the whole story, and I'm sorry.
Have you been waiting long?
No, not too long. I had some of the women to see anyway. Listen, Anne, I've had a lot of time to think about what happened yesterday. You know, about Driscoll House.
Judy, I know what you're going to say. But between you and me, I can't see how they can evict you from a house you own.
Yeah, well, that's not the point. I mean, the house is just brick and mortar. It's what the house stands for that matters. I don't want to lose my job.
Can you see their faces at the department? If they fire you and then find you're their landlady, stop worrying. I'm sure they're not going to let that happen.
You mean they'll let me stay on?
Well, I told them that you were completely in the dark about what was happening last night, and they agreed there's no earthly reason to fire you as long as you're cleared of the charges.
Huh. As long as I'm cleared. That's bloody big of a minute.
Come on, Judy. You know they have to cover themselves. After all, it's not just Driscoll House, it's your job here, too. And let's face it, if you weren't cleared of the charges, you'd end up in prison again.
Oh, terrific.
Well, there's no chance of that, is there? You're innocent. So there's nothing to worry about.
Joan, have you seen Colleen?
Well, she was on duty at lunch, but then No, come to think of it, I haven't.
No, me either. Lunch was 2 hours ago, and Coral said she hasn't been in reception.
Ah, she probably signed off early.
Colleen? Well, that's not likely. No, anyway, she hasn't signed off.
Well, then she must be still here. Oh, we've probably crossed tracks a dozen times. There's no need to worry.
You're probably right.
You know, I'm not surprised you had trouble finding Solitary. First few weeks I worked here, I was constantly getting lost. It's all these corridors, they look exactly the same.
No, I see your point.
You didn't have any real problems then?
Pardon?
Well, with the rebuilding in Solitary.
Oh, no, everything seems to meet the requirements. I'm sure there won't be anything left to worry about after today.
Oh, well, that is good news. You didn't ever see the place straight after the fire, did you, Mr. Barlow?
No. I only checked the renovations.
Well, it was a mess, I can tell you. Mind you, you can't tell from looking at it now.
Good afternoon, Anne Reynolds speaking.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Reynolds. It's Sergeant Lewis, CIB. Look, sorry to trouble you. We have a Mr. Barlow here with us at the moment.
Barlow? You mean the building inspector?
Yes. Apparently he was on his way to see you.
Was? I'm sorry, I'm not following you.
Well, it seems he was beaten up by thugs and dumped a few miles out of town. His identification was stolen, and we thought you'd better know about it.
Sergeant, Mr. Barlow has been here since lunchtime doing a building inspection.
Is he still on the premises?
I'm not sure.
Well, look, if he hasn't left yet, could you just keep him talking? We'll have someone there as quickly as possible.
Yes, of course.
Look, we don't know, but this fellow could be dangerous. You'd better get straight into it.
Yes, thank you. Coral? Is Mrs. Powell out there with you? I see. Would you send someone to get her and tell her that I want to see her immediately? And, has Mr. Barlow left? How long ago? Oh, no, there's nothing else.
Why do we have to read about a whale for? Why can't we have something more exciting? I read this real good story once about an axe murder.
Oh, don't, Maxie.
Trouble with you is unless it's full of blood and guts, you're not interested. Moby Dick is class. It's real classical, isn't it, love?
Sorry, Maxie, that's all I've got for the moment. But you find it gets really exciting once you get into it.
Yeah, well, it sounds bloody fishy to me. Hey, you like that one, Lizzie?
Yeah, can't you hear me laughing?
Come on, Maxine. How about giving Pixie a hand to load the dryers?
Well, there goes me manicure, girls.
It really was a wonderful story, Max. I read it 3 times.
Roberts? You've got a visitor.
My sister?
Yes, she's waiting in the garden. Officer Barfoot will take you out there.
Go on, love. It'll be all right. You'll see.
Good luck, love.
Hey, Lizzie, what's going on between you and the teach?
That's for me to know and you to find out.
What's all this I hear about you not eating anything? You'll get sick.
I can't help it. I keep thinking about what will happen if anyone finds out. I can't even sleep because of the bad dreams. What are we gonna do?
Nobody's gonna find out, Emma. I told you that. But you've got to help me too. You don't want me to be worrying about you all the time, do you?
No. I don't want you to be in here, Petra. It's awful. I want you to come home.
I can't come home just yet, Emma. You know that. But Auntie Jane will take good care of you.